Hello, my mad hotties. Welcome back to another styling video. Today we're going to be styling the trench coat in non-VIP. So let's get into it. So with this first fit here, we didn't have an inspo. I was just going in with just felt right. So you'll see in a moment, I'm going to be looking in the Rich Girl set. And at first I was just going to use the top underneath. But I was like, you know what? The jacket itself just kind of added a Matrix vibe to it. And I was like, we're keeping this. So we're just going to keep the black vibe to it. Because, like I said, I wanted to go Matrix. So I was like, why not just use the whole set? And I left the buckle silver. So at least it has some pop of color to it. And now we're going back in and we're just coloring the rest of the outfit. So we're just keeping it all black as I said before. And now we're gonna look for some accessories. So thought why not match the buckles? So we're just going, I'm going with small earrings, and just matching the silver vibe with the rest of the buckles. And adding some chokers, adding some layers here because we already have so much going on with the buckles and yeah, pretty much the buckles and just making it black, making the pearls black. And then if anything, you best believe I'll be using this pearl necklace. I think it was so genius to add it. Now we're going in with the makeup, and for the makeup, excuse me, I did go in with the Pinterest inspo, this picture here, and I was like, it fits the vibe. Like, I didn't want to do too much black because literally the whole outfit's black, and I was like, let's just do something really edgy and try this out. But as you know, the lips are going to be a little more difficult to do because we do not have the two-tone lips. So like I said, we need a petition for Dress to Impress to add two-tone to the lips. Like right up there where it says lip color, they can add like a bar or something there with the arrows to make it two-toned, because I would love to try different lip combos here. So especially with a look like this, you know what I'm saying? But for now, we're just improvising and just going with what works best. So the rest of the face is going to be like more natural, because the main focus is going to be the eyes and the lips. So now we're trying to see what else that I wanted to do here. I actually at first was like, maybe I should go in with, a lot of makeup, but then later on you'll see I stick with the natural look and then just focus mainly on the eyes and the lips. Um, I'm really obsessed with these new eyes. I feel like they're perfect for, siren or, office siren looks. And I've been using it constantly. And as you can see here, the purple is coming together. It of course is not as like light purple as the picture, but it's close enough to it, because unfortunately I was trying to color it, make it like a really light purple, but it just wasn't working out. So now onto the hair. This is the inspo I was trying to go for. It took a lot of trial and error to figure out what hairs to use for this, because we don't have like a bob that just goes, curls in the back. This is probably close enough to it, but it's more like wavy. So I'm just trying to improvise here because this hair here kind of gives that like swoop effect in the back. And I'm trying to layer those bangs as well that she has in the front. But then I'm gonna realize in just a moment that it's gonna look whack doing this. So, like I said, trial and error. Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect with these things. I love to practice and love learning. So we're just trying things out here. But like I said, I would really love if we could have a toggle that allows us to have that swooping bob vibe to it. Like, have like a straight, then a swoop, you know. I already love the fact that we do have the option to have no bangs with the bob, but I need a little bit more. I need that vertical bob that goes to the cheeks. You know what I'm saying? So I know it looked like we were gonna go in, excuse me, with the platinum blonde look, but I was like, okay, enough with the platinum blonde. We already did a platinum blonde mullet. We already did a platinum blonde wavy look. So we're just gonna go black now. Just gonna go naturally black with this. So now we're just trying to put the textures in. I was like, just go all leather, and I love how this came together and just kind of fixing the hair one more time. And that was pretty much it with this fit here. I actually loved how this turned out. Now on to the next one. So for this look here, I was really trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Did I want to go with the basic, denim trench coat? Like, I was thinking of some of the outfits that I have IRL, and I was like, okay, like, should I go with denim? Because I do wear a lot of denim, but then you're gonna see later I'm going to change the pattern completely because unfortunately I feel like the dark blue colors on the trench coat doesn't eat as hard as like a black one or a burgundy or something else, and you'll see that in a moment. And I don't know if you can see here, but I did go in with the turtleneck, and I feel like that's something that's just natural to do, is just put a turtleneck underneath a trench coat all the time. It just hits so hard, and you best believe I do that all the time too. But in a moment, you're gonna see I'm improvising whether or not I want to use stockings, and many of you may have seen the pictures already. But I don't end up using the stockings. And as you can see here, I'm going with my favorite accessory, which is part of the witch's set. I use this all the time to layer my shirts or make shirts and do hacks with. And I thought here, why not go with like a trench coat puffy sleeve vibe? And it's going to come together very nicely. And as you can see here, also, I tried to add the skirt from the Valentine's Day set. It was actually not VIP. You actually were able to buy it with um, the cash or whatever, not Robux, cash, the DTI cash, excuse me. Um, but I was like, okay, it was sticking out too much, and I honestly wish we had a toggle for the trench coat to make it like wider at the sides, especially when you put on pants, so it's like not sticking out through the trench coat, if that makes sense. But now we're just going through and just trying to see what else we want to add because I don't want it to be too basic, you know? So we actually went back into the Valentine's Day VIP area, and I went in and I toggled the bow skirt to add more layers to the skirt itself. And I'm just trying to see what patterns I'm gonna do. I was like, do I want to go with a Crowded Ville vibe, or do I want to go with the cow print? And you can see I'm gonna go with the cow print because for some reason the puffy sleeves was screaming cow print. But now we're going back in to see what else I'm thinking of using. I was trying to use these boots here, but then I realized that unfortunately, these stockings, even without the feet, the stockings see through the boots, and that is something else that I feel like can be updated to DTI, where we're not having prints or like the fabrics like showing through the boots. Like I would love to make hacks and layer stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um, but and that's actually one of the reasons why I don't end up using the stockings, because it was just showing through, and I wanted the fit to look as realistic as possible. So which is, you could see here, I'm just trying to see what's working, what's not, but in the end it's going to turn out great. So, and I don't know if you could tell here, but I did do a little hack with the shoes. Unfortunately, I thought I got it on tape, but I didn't. So what I did was, I think I layered the Rich Girl Set boots on top of the knee-high boots. And just it looks longer and it has the cute little buckle to it. And we did get some accessories. I can't seem to remember if I kept the pearls on. Yeah, I did keep the pearls on. I guess I did make them black. And had the small earrings to it because I feel like when we have a lot of print going on, we don't need too much accessories. And I was trying to figure out if I wanted to use the belt buckle or not. And then, well, later I'm going to realize that I didn't really need it because, like I said, we just have a lot. I think it's just like how print is just a lot within itself. And you don't need too much. So I'm going to realize that soon. But now onto the makeup. We didn't go with any info here. I was just kind of playing by ear. And I was like, okay, let's just go with whatever. Let's go with some eyes that we don't use enough and then just do something with it. So we just went with these droopy eyes here and just went with some thick eyebrows because I got the thick eyebrows IRL. And I was like, okay, I want to go with some red lips here. And I did, like I said, this time just wanted to focus on the eyes because, like I said, the print was just a lot within itself. So I was like, we didn't need to do too much here. So, of course, I had to go with my beauty marks. And I was like, okay, I can't layer too many things on the eyes if I'm going to keep the beauty marks. And I did want to show the beauty marks. And I was like, okay, let's use this eyeshadow too because I hardly use this enough and came together nicely. And now I don't know if you can see here, but we are going back in with the Fiona DTI lash hack because I was like, this just screams an outfit that needs extra lashes on the bottom. So we're just toggling it and doing what the lash hack says to do. And like I said, if you want me to, I will gladly put it in the description box below. And please go follow Miss Fiona DTI. I don't know if she's here on YouTube, but I do know she is on TikTok and she has an amazing page. And now we're going back here in with another set of lashes because with this eyeshadow look, I feel like you definitely need lashes for it. So it's looking good and I'm excited of how everything turned out. I loved how everything turned out. And I was like, let me just make it dark red. Like, I don't want to be basic. I want it to sort of pop a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And now this time we are going with the actual hair. I was inspired by this hairstyle here. I was like, oh my god, this would go perfectly with the cow print vibes that I'm going for. So at first I was like, okay, I was wondering if at first I know I was thinking like white and red or white and black, like Screll DeVille. But like I said, the cow print just gave so much. And so I ended up going with like a black and red. But as you can see here, I'm trying to do the two tiny braids in the front. And I realized that that wasn't going to work. So I just had to go back in with this bang here, and I feel like it gave that same vibe. And at first I was wondering why I was going back in with the makeup, and then I realized I was like, I need a little bit more beauty marks. So, because I wanted that to pop out more, since we didn't want to do too much with the face, I was like, I need to fill this face with beauty marks, okay? And it turned out great. I'm just obsessed with using beauty marks. And I wanted everything to look even, so everything just worked out and I honestly loved it. And now here we're going with a belly piercing here. I was like, the belly is looking a little bare. I'm like, I need to add something there because, you know, I can't add a belt because there's just so much going on with the cow print. And the little bag here, make it red, and that was pretty much it. And I loved how this turned out. I really did. And I loved how the pictures turned out too, honestly. They were actually my favorite set of pictures. But now on to the very last one. So with this look here, I was inspired by this streetwear outfit. I was like, okay, so we're going to have to work really hard here to layer this without making it look crazy. So I actually went in trying to get accessories first, And I like to go with accessories first for some reason because I then figure out if I need those accessories while I'm layering things. And we are toggling the pirate set with the necklaces. This is honestly so perfect for layering for streetwear outfits. I use this basically all the time now. And I went in with the boots from VIP. And this is the hack that I love going in with, where I layer the Rich Girl set top on the corset. And as you can see, I have a lot of chains going on here. I think later I either keep the chain or I take off the chain. But like I said, we're going to try to match the vibe of the outfit with like the print and like the red bottom. I swore before that we did have that option to toggle the pant to have like the boxers underneath, but I don't know why they got rid of it. I'm so sad they did because I used it all the time. But anyways, before I go on a full rant, we are coloring in the pant here. This one is a little trickier because it is denim, and unfortunately I don't feel like we have a good pattern for like a gray denim, because there's like, as you know, there's like different types of denim, but I think this was a pretty good one at least. I just would like a little bit more, you know what I mean? And I have to say, the trickiest part was trying to do the pattern for the trench coat without making the rest of the fit look weird. And so I think I ended up with the really dark plaid here. Yeah, I think this kind of fit the vibe of the outfit as much as it possibly could. And I actually liked how it was turning out. But now onto the hair here. I was trying to be extra today and try this hairstyle out, and once again, this was a lot of trial and error because as you can see, the bang goes to the left of the face. It looks like it's right, but in that picture it's like mirrors, so it's on the left. And unfortunately, we do not have a bang that does that. Um, then that like goes out like that, which I wish we did, because I don't have time sometimes to do all that layering of the hair combos like that, especially tricky ones like this. And I tried my best with this one here, to do this hairstyle that swoops out, but then I'm going to realize it's not going to work out and I just do something completely different. But here, I'm just speeding up the process because I don't want this whole video just being about me struggling with a hair combo, especially when we're going to go in with something completely different. But as you can see, at least I was trying my best here and just going back and forth, and we went for the wavy pattern, and it came together nicely in the end, but practice makes perfect. So after that long battle with the hair combo, we are finally going in with makeup, and once again we're going back in with my new favorite set of eyes. And I thought for this makeup look here for this outfit, I would go in with this makeup inspo. I really love how it looks, and I feel like it fit perfectly with this fit. So we're just trying to figure out what works, and of course, as you know, it's trial and error, and unfortunately some of the makeup in DTI is not going to automatically match, you know, some realistic makeup looks IRL. So just trying to, you know, see what works here. And what I noticed for some of the eye shapes, that sometimes the eyeliners don't hit the same as the other eye shapes do, and I wish that they could have, like, it would just automatically work for all of the eye shapes. Maybe they could update that and be able to do that for all the eye shapes. I don't know if they could do that, but it would be nice to be able to do that. And now here we're going in with the crown. At first I was like, I wanted to try the grill hack, but then I was like, okay, it was taking way too long for me to do the grill hack, so later on you're gonna see that I came up to do with like a lip piercing. What's crazy is that I did the grill hack perfectly last time, and then now with the update it no longer works with the measurements, and I was like, I am not going to be in here forever just trying to do this hack, especially when my iPad once again was lagging and was overheating like it was in the desert. So we ended up later going in with a lip piercing. And then here, of course, I did go back in with the makeup because I was like, I do want to have a nose piercing, and I was not going to try another hack because once again, my iPad was lagging like crazy and it was overheating after I had just logged out of Roblox so many different times. So it we finally got my iPad to work after like the 10th billionth time, but it worked out. And this was the finishing look. I honestly loved how all these fits turned out. It turned out better than I expected it to. Please comment below which look was your fave and if I should style any other different items in DTI because I for sure will be doing another part of this trench coat look. But I'll see you guys next time.